and welcome back to the channel. It's a beautiful morning, the sun is shining on this December morning. Started off at Cheshire car park in the Peak District this morning and went for a hike up to Tor and Shining Tor. It was a real peace super this morning. I turned left out of the car park, over the cattle grid, through the gate, and started to head on up the hill, and I literally could only see 10 metres in front of me, but I decided to keep going with the anticipation of that sun breaking through the low cloud that was hanging across the top of the peaks, and walked all the way up to Shining Tor, where, as you can see, the low cloud was just hanging on the top of the hill, shrouding the top of the hill. So I made my way down, and there was some of that low cloud still clinging on to the woodlands just below the peak of Tor, and I took a wander into the wood and just managed to catch that morning light beaming through the mist and the cloud creeping in through the forest. And if that image is any good, I will put that one up for you as well. So I've headed down from Cheshire car park down towards Macclesfield Forest, where I've parked up, picked up the trail, and I'm now heading up to the peak of Shuttlingsloe, where I'm hoping to get some images later on. But on the way up, the sun's just catching the tips of the pine trees in Macclesfield Forest just below me, and that combined with the low cloud is making for a lovely ethereal, close, intimate nature shot. So I'll take that image now and put that one up for you to have a look at. And then the views from here are quite spectacular, right across the Cheshire Plain, absolutely beautiful. And right in the distance we've got Jodrell Bank, which is illuminating and standing out bright white against the cloud that's hanging over the plain. So I'm going to stick the 200 lens on and take an image of that. And again, I'll put that one up for you to have a look at. So then if I just pan around to the left, I can actually see the trees that I was shooting from last week's video. And if you haven't seen that, I'll put a link up here so you can go and watch that one. And the first shot in that video is actually of Shuttlingsloe, which is, like I said earlier, which is where I'm heading. So again, please go and take a look at that video if you've not already seen it. So I've reached the summit of Shuttlingsloe, and as you can probably see behind me, it's a real peace super again. The low cloud is hanging over the trig point, which you can maybe just make out up on the top of the hill there, but we have got a bit of light this way looking down into the valley, and it is blowing an absolute gale up here, so apologies if the sound is not too good. I'll do my best to shield from the wind. But as you can see, the sun has just literally come out, and I'm looking down the valley. It's quite a typical English green quilted countryside scene with the stone buildings and barns and the sheep in the field. So I'm going to take a shot of that and put that one up for you to have a look at as well. So I'm totally shrouded in low cloud here at the summit of Shuttlingsloe. From a photography perspective, I'm definitely calling it a day. There's no light whatsoever, notwithstanding the fact I can't see anything. So I'm on my way down from the summit of Shuttlingsloe, dropped down into Macclesfield Forest and spotted this little birch tree here, which has some lovely branches just tilting all to one side, sweeping across, brushing the sky. So I'm going to have a look at this one. So this is the chap that I've spotted, and as you can see, it's a pretty grim and grey day, but I like the way that the branches, I like the shape of the branches and the way they just arc over to one side and it's completely bare on the other, and contrasting. It's that contrast of the shapes against the blank sky. So if we just zoom in here, the one thing I'm being very careful of is to make sure that that bottom branch is above the hill line. So it's above, if you see on the, just see there on the horizon, that hill, making sure that those two don't intersect, don't touch. So I'll just frame that image up, and then if it's any good, we'll pop it back up on the screen for you. In this little forest scene here, with the tall pines devoid of any leaves at the lower levels, just the naked branches sticking out into the scene, the verticals, and then the burnt orange ground and floor. Fairly flat light, so that shouldn't be harsh and interfere with the shot. So it should make for quite a nice moody and atmospheric woodland image. So I'll take that one and see what it looks like. So wandering back along the track, heading back towards the car, spotted this derelict building right in the centre of the scene there. I don't know whether you can quite make it out, but I like the way that the track leads up to the building and it's surrounded by those tall pines. And again, in the flat light, it might look quite interesting. So I'm going to take that image as well. So I'd just like to say a huge thank you for helping me get the channel off the ground this year. It's been a great journey, thoroughly enjoyed myself, really enjoyed the trips, adventures, taking the pictures, sharing those with you, receiving the comments and interacting with you online, getting to meet some of you virtually as well. It's been a great photography journey and a great YouTube initiation for myself. So on that note, I'd just like to wish everybody a happy and healthy new year. All the best for 2021. Thanks very much for your support. As always, I do really appreciate it. So you take care. Thanks for watching and goodbye.